What's up guys, it's English Dan back with another review. So what we got here today is my S22 Ultra review, long-term review, and how I've been using it for work and how it's helped me out through my daily job. So yeah, watch on, find out what I think. Alright, welcome back guys. So yeah, we're back in the truck, just sat and had some lunch. Something really calming about the water and me. Ever since I moved out of Florida, I just love to sit there, eat my food, and just watch the water. I don't know. I don't understand it. Anyway, let's get on with it. S22 Ultra. Now, if you saw my last video, I reviewed the Marshall Mode 2 earbuds, and that entire video was made using the cameras on the S22 Ultra. The video you're watching now, this video with my fat head sat here talking to you, is also the S22 Ultra. But not only is it the S22 Ultra, it's the S22 Ultra's selfie camera, and I'm actually shooting in portrait mode, which comes out to be in 1080-30, but I upscale it to 4K when I load it up to YouTube, and people just go mad for it. They think it looks so good, and I agree. I think the camera on this thing is amazing. So we're going to start off with the camera. Camera wise, the colors look great. All right, it can be a bit blown out sometimes when using the portrait mode. It can blow the sky out every now and then, but actual details and colors, if I'm looking at myself now here, this looks exactly how it looks. I've even got a bit of a suntan nowadays, which is nice. But yeah, the colors that come out of this camera and the details are fantastic. I love the camera on this. I was getting ready to gear up to buy a new camera again because of getting back into doing YouTube. I thought, well, I'll buy a new camera and blah blah, new lens. And after doing that video, people thought I was using a real mirrorless camera. Some people said the ZV-E10, some people thought it was a Canon M50 with a decent lens on it. No, it's the S22 Ultra, and that there has made me decide that I can run my entire YouTube channel from the S22 Ultra, which is really good. Considering iPhone is the king for video, I'm going to say right now, I actually believe under the selfie camera alone, the S22 Ultra video is by far the best video on any phone you can buy currently in the United States. Not including imports, you know, like Vivos or anything like that, but available, readily available to everybody in the United States. The S22 Ultra video for me is just banging. It just really is so good. I mean, it just looks good. I know that the object might not look great, but videoing the object does look great. And the rear camera for me is no different. So when it comes to shooting video, I think the video is really, really good. It's really up there with the iPhone when it comes to the main camera. Now, when it comes to photographs, again, lots of detail, great edge detection with portrait mode and everything else. Do love the camera. The only thing that the camera does suffer with, and it's typical Samsung, motion. Motion causes blur. And that's just a fact. You're going to get some people saying, oh, but I might take pictures, but my S22 isn't blurry when I take pictures. Dude, you're lying. You can post whatever pictures you like. I guarantee you, if my son runs past you and you take a picture with my S22 Ultra, he's going to look like one of the entrails from The Flash. It's just the way it is, and that's how Samsung phones have been for a few years. I wish they could fix the shutter lag issue, but unfortunately they've not concentrated on that. They've concentrated on video and picture quality as far as point and shoot instead of like action and things like that. Maybe in the next Galaxy or something they can update in this is something to do with that shutter lag. It'd be nice if, you know, they could do that, because if they could get rid of that motion problem where your photos will come out blurry, if they could alienate that and just get rid of it altogether, just get it gone, I would say that this is the best camera on any phone, including the iPhone. Ruffle them feathers. Something else I think is worth mentioning that I don't really tend to hear a lot of people talking about is the built-in microphones on the S22 Ultra. You can see I've not got a lapel mic on or anything. There's nothing there. There's no mic attached to this. This is the built-in microphone that is basically recording my voice. I'm in my truck. I'm moving right now, as you can see. Traffic's moving around me. You got road noise. I've got the AC running because it's 91 here right now. And I think it's doing a pretty good job of picking up my voice. I think the audio capabilities are really highly underrated when it comes to the S22 Ultra. Even when it comes to the speakers, talking of audio, the speakers on this thing are nice and loud as well, and they've got a bit of bass in there. Audio wise, Samsung for me have done an exceptional job of making this your all-in-one entertainment center, media device, or work machine. For me, it's all three. So yeah, just wanted to give that a shout out, because a lot of people seem to just gloss over the mics when you're recording video. And again, I'm on portrait video through the selfie camera, so most of this video you see of me here, face talk, A-roll as they call it, is going to be through the selfie camera. So just want you to keep your mind on that when you're watching this. This isn't a real camera, this isn't an iPhone, this is an S22 Ultra selfie camera. I think it's impressive. So let's talk about performance. Everyone knows the specs, I'll run through them quick. Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, latest and greatest from Snapdragon. I don't believe it's much faster than the old 888 from last year, but maybe it's a little bit more efficient, not sure. Battery life has been pretty good on this. 12 gig of RAM in this version. I have the 512 gig version. I thought I'd bought the 1 terabyte, but I bought the 512. Way to go, Dan. Anyway, fast UFS 3.1 storage. So yeah, I mean, this thing's got everything. Hardware with the screen's obviously Samsung screen is top quality. You can't get better really. Quad HD display, 120 hertz, you name it, it's got it. So when it comes to performance, this phone flies. Now, I saw somebody on Twitter the other day trying to say a OnePlus 5 was faster than the S22 Ultra, and the test he was doing, he was holding his own phone with his own icon pack in his right hand, which he was obviously right-handed, with his icons set up the way he wanted to, and a demo store unit of the S22 Ultra in his left hand with the icons not the same. And obviously you can't, I can move my right thumb quicker than my left thumb. Just can't, it's the way it is. He was trying to say that the Samsung lagged compared to his OnePlus 5. Bullshit, bro. And this is the problem with cell phones nowadays, is everybody wants to hate on phones and make things up. I'm here to tell you, this phone is smooth as hell. It really is. It flies through all the animations and everything. If you want it to be even faster, just turn the animations off. That's all OnePlus do. They tone them down or they turn them off. There's very little animations. That way it gives you that instant. So yeah, performance wise on this, it's been fine. I mean, I'm out in 90-degree weather right now. I'm doing a portrait video through the selfie camera again, and I'm not getting any overheat warnings or anything. My iPhone would be like, bro, I'm too hot, let's stop. My OnePlus 9 Pro that I had last year, I'd have only got about 30 seconds into this and it'd have gone, no, tap out. So yeah, the S22 Ultra hardware, performance-wise, is fantastic. It works extremely well, and anyone who tells you that it's a laggy mess, I'd just maybe look into their history and see if they got any motives. Don't get me wrong, you can get some faulty devices. I've had a faulty one, and that one was kind of laggy because the main board was going out. But now, the other two that I've had, including this one, silky smooth. So yeah, performance is not an issue with this thing. So let's talk about the battery life. Yeah, battery life, when I first got this, I was like, oh my god, this thing sucks. I mean, it was worse than the Note 20 that I had. The Note 20 Ultra, we all know how bad the battery was in that thing. I mean, you got the odd few people who could get 3 years out of one full charge, but the most of us only got 3 hours out of a full charge of screen on time. When you first get the S22 Ultra, you're going to think, oh my days, the battery on this is terrible. What have I done? Well, just give it some time. So Samsung's phone, if you go into the battery menu, it tells you it's working out your usage, and it literally takes 5 to 7 days, and it really does. That isn't a lie. It takes at least 5 days, and 7 days I found that my battery life was great. I get between 6 and 7, sometimes 8 hours screen on time with this device. Can't go wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, it's not iPhone 13 Pro Max levels. That phone's just crazy when it comes to battery, and I'll be amazed if anything ever beats it. But the battery life on this is really good, and if anyone tells you any different, well, maybe they're gaming on it all day or something like that. But for just general use and work, like I use mine, it's fantastic. Battery life lasts and lasts and lasts. So let's talk about the S Pen. I know a lot of people think the S Pen's pointless, or they don't use it very often, and to be honest, if it wasn't for work, I probably wouldn't use it very often too. But because I do use it for work. I use it quite a lot. So what do I use my S Pen for? So I'm a project manager for a company, and when I go out to houses or anything, if there's a punch item or something I'm not happy about, I can take a screenshot or take a photograph, let's say, and then I can choose to write on the screen, which takes a screenshot of that photograph and then allows me to redline right there on the display. And with the S Pen I can write much neater. It just gives it a better look, much more professional. And then I can just send that photograph or photographs off to the subcontractor, and he will then know exactly what I need repairing or fixing or whatever it is. It's just great for that. It saves me so much time. The other thing it saves me time with is if I get documents that I need to sign, I can do it with this on the S Pen. And now, don't get me wrong, I know you can sign with your finger on other phones that don't have an S Pen and things like that, but you're using the fat knob of your finger. It's not as precise. It's not as neat. It doesn't look as good. If you're in a professional setting and you're sat there smudging your signature on a PDF file on your iPhone or any other phone that doesn't have an S Pen, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look professional. This way, it looks professional. I know that when I do my paperwork or anything like that, it looks good. It doesn't look like I've just rubbed ketchup on my screen. Yeah, the S Pen's pretty good. And, you know, I can understand a lot of people don't use it, but it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have one. So let's do a walk and talk. Tell you what I think about the S22 overall. I think it's a fantastic phone. I do think it's the phone of the year. It's the best phone of this year so far for me. Like I say, best phone of the year, meaning what you can buy in the United States right now without importing. So it's got the best camera system overall for me. I just wish that it could do motion photography a little better without the blurring. It's very fast, it looks good, it's built really well, it's extremely premium. The S Pen works fantastic. There's no lag with the S Pen either, it just works. I just like it a lot. It's been fantastic for me, and I'm really happy that the Note line is back. But some people are like, oh, don't call it a Note. It's a Note, and that's just the way it is. Overall, I'd recommend the S22 Ultra to anybody. It's a really good device. Yeah, it's not the cheapest, but it also does everything. It's the perfect multimedia device. Got a great screen for watching movies, YouTube, things like that. It's got great speakers for the audio. It's good for playing music. It's got really good cell reception. I have an iPhone for my work phone, and the radio in that thing is just crap compared to this. I get signal with this more than what I would get with my iPhone. I'll be in places with my iPhone and I won't get a signal. This thing, I get a signal. So overall, I love the S22 Ultra. And so will you if you give it a chance. One thing I don't like about the Samsung S22 Ultra is Samsung itself. So their customer service has just gone down the pan. Samsung used to be really good, and they tried to be Apple, and I think they've given up on that because Apple just have outstanding customer service. They really do. Samsung's customer service right now is like it's operated by Wish.com. My faulty phone, it took 4 weeks to even get a label from them. They told me to go to Ubreak iFix after I told them it needs mailing in. Wasted 3 hours going to there for them to tell me, yeah, you're gonna have to mail it in. They're just crap. They're horrible. They don't give you any options. They don't respect you as a customer. They read off a script. They overdo it with fake empathy. That is the biggest problem with the S22 Ultra and any Samsung phone there is. Actual support from Samsung is pants, and Samsung, you're like -10 out of 10 for the score on that. You really need to step up your game. You're never going to compete with the likes of Apple when you've got idiots running the show. So yeah, that was my thoughts on the S22 Ultra, my long-term review kind of thing. It's been great. I've enjoyed it. This is going to be like a new format for me now, where I'm out and about quite a lot, maybe different segments in different areas. So hopefully you enjoy it. This is how I started doing YouTube, and now I'm here in Florida. I like the fact that I can get out and do that again. So yeah, sorry if you can hear the kid stuff in the background. That's my little boy on his iPad, and I will catch you in the next one. Laters.